afternoon, YouTube. Intuitive Edge here. I would like to talk today about some more information in the news. Recently, I did a video a while back on the Yellowstone supervolcano. They've been having lots of earthquakes up there, and I wanted to do a follow-up video. But this time, what I'd like to do is, there's been another super volcano that's come up in the news. It also happens to be in the United States, this time out west in California, and this one is the Long Valley Caldera. Now, a lot of people are, people who are worried types, or people who are maybe into, fear mongering, are saying, oh my gosh, that one, we need to worry about the Long Valley Caldera. And it is an active volcano. It does have earthquakes. It does have movement. So what I wanted to do was say, okay, which of these is more of a concern? Should we be worried about the Long Valley Caldera? Should we be more concerned about that one than Yellowstone? Or is Yellowstone more of a concern? Or are neither one a big deal? Is it just, volcanoes doing what they do and doesn't necessarily mean impending doom or an impending eruption? So let's look at that. I'm going to do the same spread, but we're going to do which one of those is more concern. And I'm going to do Yellowstone on my first train, Long Valley, and then we'll do other. Oh gee, maybe that's not the target everybody should be looking at. Maybe Mount St. Helens or some other volcano is going to wake up, and maybe that's a bigger concern. So I don't know. Let's see what the cards say. So I'm going to shuffle these up, and we're going to put out the intention out there that the right and perfect cards fall in the right and perfect order, according to the highest and best. And we're going to look at whether, we're going to look at Yellowstone, Long Valley Caldera. Which one of these two is the bigger concern right now? Should we be concerned about both of them or either of them? Or other? Is there something else we should be more concerned about at the moment? So let me shuffle this up a little more. We're going to look at which one of those volcanoes is of a bigger, which one is of the greater concern? Give me just a moment. One more. All right, okay. All right, we're going to call that good. Let's cut the deck. All right, so we're going to do Yellowstone first, Long Valley, and other. I love tarot. Okay, so now, just right off the bat, I get these two are reversed, and then I get an upright, and not only an upright card, but a major arcana. So we could be like totally looking at the wrong thing. Maybe there is another mountain or volcano that's going to wake up in the United States. It would seem to be that way. So we may have an eruption from maybe Mount Hood or Mount Rainier or another St. Helens, or I don't know. I'm just saying that maybe these two sleepers are going to sleep a little while longer, and maybe something else will pop off. Which would actually be better than a giant super volcano, because, these are planet altering, both of these. So, and again, what I did was Yellowstone, Long Valley, and other. If it is other, hopefully it's smaller, on a smaller scale than what these two would be. So maybe that's good news. Let's see what we got coming up here. Oh, this is... Oh, interesting. All right. Lots of reversals here. So, for Yellowstone, I want to look at these a little more in depth. What's really interesting is that this is a reversed king and this is a reversed knight for Yellowstone and for Long Valley. The thing that I find fascinating is that they're looking at each other. These two cards are. So somehow I want to say that in some way that those two are connected. Now, I don't know if that means, you know, underground, some magma chamber connects to one to the other. I don't know that that's the case. Or maybe they're just waking up at the same time a little bit. So they're maybe one kind of has earthquakes and rumblings, and maybe that somehow the other one picks up on that and maybe it responds. But somehow they're talking to each other. Now I'm not a geologist, and that probably, a geologist would probably roll his eyes at that if I said that to one. But intuitively, I'm picking up that those two super volcanoes are somehow either related or talking to each other. And I know that sounds weird, but that's the visual I get with it, okay? Sorry if that sounds totally silly, but somehow those two. And what's interesting is those cards, well, King and Knight, they're both the court card, and they both have similar looking vines on the cards themselves, meaning that they kind of are similar looking too in terms of the artistry on the card itself. Like, I you know what? I'm just gonna go with that, and I know, you know, if you're a geologist, please don't slam me too hard, but that's totally what I'm feeling intuitively, is that those two volcanoes, they're either one giant thing, like with parts, or they're talking to each other, or there's some sort of relation between the two. I'm just gonna go with that, and, you know, if somebody wants to, you know, if somebody wants to dish it out at me, go ahead in the comment section, but that's just what I'm picking up psychically. They're connected, okay? Okay, oh dear. All right. Okay, so with Yellowstone, I've got the Five of Swords. This is, you know, I don't know what I sense in terms. I'm trying to see if I pick up anything intuitively with the picture. It feels like that there's enough. I don't know that it's done enough to break the crust above it. It seems like I get this picture of like the underneath the mantle, that's like, I don't know that it's enough to burst that one up and blow it up, but let's see what else we get, because now this is interesting. On the Long Valley Caldera, we got an Ace of Cups. Aces are about new beginnings and something beginning anew. And this one, I think, could be, I think we could see more movement from this one in the coming weeks and months. I think that there's going to be more activity on the scientific field. Now, in the mainstream news, we may not hear much about it, but if you're looking at geology blogs or, you know, the scientific blogs, they may start talking about this one a little bit more, about the Long Valley Caldera, a little bit more than they have been. I think there's going to be a little more activity. It seems like there's going to be some stuff rising, whether it's, I think, temperature in the area, at like around like some of the lakes or streams or water. They may find some interesting temperature elevations in some of the bodies of water around that area. And again, I don't know. I didn't look at a map before I did this video, so I don't know exactly where Long Valley, like the perimeter of that caldera is in California, but I'm sensing like more toward the south, they might find some more elevated temperatures in the waters around that caldera. I think that's going to start coming up soon. I think that, ooh. Okay, if we see any, like, pay attention to, like, sometimes they have, like, mass die-offs of animals. So if we see that around the area, whether it's birds or fish, or pay attention to that, because I think that would definitely be related to the volcano, whether it's, you know, if a temperature fluctuates enough, or there's certain gases released, like in a pond or something, and all the fish die. Those things happen. They've been going on for, you know, many years, but I get something with animal die-off possible with this, and I don't sense that, like, coming up, like, right away, but over time that may be something that pops up in the news. So just be aware of that. If that does happen, it's probably related to something coming up from Long Valley caldera. And again, this is the other spot, and I had a king of cups. It's reversed though, so this is also, he's facing the other way. This is, to me, is drawing my attention away from these two. So I want to pull some more cards and see what else we got on these three. Yellowstone, Long Valley caldera, and other. So Yellowstone has the High Priestess. This is a major arcana card. Yeah, I do sense some movement there with her. This is a strong card. I do sense something in the, I don't know if this is the air or just like ash or something. Yeah, boy, that's tough. Because I feel like those two are connected, which is weird. But then I've got this, the Knight of Pentacles. He's usually a stuck figure. Like, this generally relates to being stuck moving forward. And so when I see that and it's facing Yellowstone, I think there's going to be like a just a little bit of bounce back of energy between the two. You know, one might be, you know, more earthquakey and active, and then it might switch to the other one for a while. They're going to kind of play off of each other, I think. At least energetically somehow. Now, and again, this card was drawing my attention off, and same with the king facing that way. It's like we're looking at something else. So I think that, you know, the earth is volcanoes go off all the time. There could be other things to think about and be concerned about as well. I mean, obviously the potential is there, especially for Yellowstone, and with some kind of renewed activity over at Long Valley. But I don't know if it's like going to be like the cataclysm that everybody's worried about. I think it's more along the lines of, you know, local disturbances like animal die-offs, whether birds or fish. And just that kind of volley of the earth, you know, rumbling underneath, in ways that, you know, maybe we don't fully understand yet. So, I don't know if this answered questions or made more questions that need to be answered. So, oh gosh. All right, our bottom card was the the Knight of Wands. And this is a card. Knights are messengers again. And again, I've got it facing the direction of these ones. So I'm thinking, I would think that there could be other volcanoes, and not just the super volcanoes that we have to worry about. There could be other rumblings, other things waking up that, you know, we could keep an eye on, keep monitoring. So anyway, that's what I get on that. It just feels like there could be something else to be concerned about, and not necessarily the earth-ending cataclysm of a super volcano erupting. Although there's always that chance, but I don't think it's going to be that type of cataclysm. But it's hard to say, because in my original video, those cards were like, oh my gosh, you know, you've got the Tower card, the cataclysm, you know, catastrophe card when I asked about Yellowstone. So, I mean, the potential is there, definitely. So, you know, just use your own intuition. You know, we all have God-given intuition. It's there. It's our birthright. You know, use it. It's called your gut. Trust your gut. Trust your instincts. If you feel something, you know, how many times have we all said, oh, I felt something and I just ignored it, and then it turned out later to be true? Well, that's your clue to go with what you feel. Go with your intuition. It's there for all of us. Okay, that's it for now. Hope you liked the video. I will make more. Hit the like button if you like, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.